yesterday, Adam Schefter jumped on, and man, let me tell you, let's start with this one. Got a couple of them wrong because Gerard Mayo lasted about 15 seconds after his post-game press conference before he got fired, which was the fastest firing I've ever witnessed. And there seems to be a couple more that Adam Schefter said is safe that didn't end up being safe. What he did say is Mike Tomlin might be a guy that teams are looking at, and they may call the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is not new to the Pittsburgh Steelers, for a potential trade for their head coach. Now, we'll start by saying this. They would never, the Steelers would not trade Mike Tomlin. It would not, probably could not happen. I think if you are a team calling about Mike Tomlin, you're not expecting more than maybe a 10-second phone call. Hey, is Mike Tomlin? No? Okay, sounds good. That's it. You're probably not even going to get to finish your question. But I'm sure that there will be some conversations, a number of phone calls, and there will be teams looking for Mike Tomlin. I think it's more of a conversation to ask, what would that package be for you as the Pittsburgh Steelers to say, okay, maybe we'll think about it. Now, again, with the full understanding, this is not realistic. It's just a fun little practice of what would be the compensation for a Mike Tomlin.
Obviously, you'd love a first, you'd love a second,
yeah.
But again, to keep it within the realm of possibility, I think you're looking for a third round pick. Again, That's if I'm the Steelers right now, because if I'm the Steelers, I'm looking at Mike Tomlin and I'm looking at this situation, and we all can see this. He's a great head coach, but he has not been a good in-game head coach for years.
Okay.
He still has value on the open market, but I think the Steelers need a change. You're probably not going to get a first or a second. You're not. That teams just value those picks way too much. I think I'm looking at it and saying, if you want this head coach that everybody in the league still values as a top head coach, I want a third round pick for him. And I think that is my bar, because I don't think you can expect more than that. And I don't think that you can take anything less, to be completely honest. Now, I do think that they need a new voice in there, but I think you're looking at a third round pick. I think that's where their conversation begins and ends.
Okay. Does this change your mind at all? John Payton went for a first, second, and a third.
No. Wait.
I think it does. I think Mike Tomlin's top 10 pick territory.
I think it helps that he just signed that extension. So when you're getting him in the trade, you're getting him with a little bit of stability, not like Tomlin is one to leave anywhere he's at.
Hey, football fans, there's only a few short weeks left in the season, and we've got some exciting wildcard games to look forward to. Get in on the action right now with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They're offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Don't let this slip away. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using our code ALLSteelers. The crown is yours. Stay in the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code ALLSteelers and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code ALLSteelers only at DraftKings Sportsbook. I think Tomlin, now again, this won't happen, but I think if I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars, I would actually call and say, I'll give you the 5th pick in the NFL draft for Mike Tomlin. I'm not going to give you much more than that, maybe a third the next year, but I'll give you the 5th pick in the draft, because what do the Jacksonville Jaguars need more than anything? A head coach. They got a quarterback. They got a running back. They got some wide receivers. Defense could use some work, and the offensive line could use some work, but what they need is a head coach. And Mike Tomlin is probably not viewed as the best head coach in the NFL right now, but I bet you other organizations view Mike Tomlin much differently than me and you do, and probably most other people in Pittsburgh. And I bet you they're very high on who he is. Now, again, I'm not I don't think this would ever in a million years happen. But if the Jacksonville Jaguars called me and I'm Art Rooney or Omar Khan or whoever, said, we'll give you the 5th pick in the draft, I think I'm considering it. I do think I'm considering it. I think there's a shot that one of those quarterbacks fall to you with the 5th pick in the draft, because I think Russ could end up somewhere. I don't think Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward are the quarterbacks that everybody think they are. And as this draft goes on, I think it could turn more and more into a Kenny Pickett type draft instead of a, last year type draft where you have to go quarterback first, second, third, fifth, whenever they are available. And I think with the 5th pick in the draft, you might be able to pull it off. And then you get like the 26th, 27th pick in the draft where you could do something crazy. Or you could do something wild with both of them, trade to the middle, get Jalen Milroe, and feel pretty confident about where you're at, on top of probably adding another very early pick either this year or next year. Again, it won't happen. But in a fantasy, I am the GM / owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I wouldn't be surprised if that is a phone call that was made to say, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, the Denver Broncos do some crazy things, but I bet you the Jacksonville Jaguars are pretty desperate to get a head coach right now. And with Trevor Lawrence, especially after his contract extension, I don't think they're sitting around going, let's just wait it out and see if we could get, whoever, when they're not even interviewing. I think it's a possibility that they call. Not that it happens. It would never happen. Mike Tomlin's not getting traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers. But at the same time, it's fun to think. And I bet you more calls come this year than any other year that we've had this wild conversation about Mike Tomlin going anywhere.